What up, everybody? It's your boy Riz coming to you live from Springfield, Massachusetts. This is episode 34 of Straight Outta Springfield. The topic of the day is a sad one. It's to be a bit of an open format. If you guys have any questions, chime in, please. If you watch the replay, just hit my inbox or even the comments. Recently, the topic is legacy, remembering legends, remembering the fallen. So recently I suffered some really horrible losses, and I had to speak about them because these people were so special to me, so dear. They were both mentors. One was more of an older brother, the other one was pretty much like a father. And they mentored me not only in life and Christianity and spirituality and music and all that. And they went way too soon. And I guess I just want to talk about some memories. Rest in peace to Dave Zala, and rest in peace to JFG, John Gonski, two of the greatest guitarists to ever do the damn thing. Two of the greatest musicians, two of the greatest men I ever met. I want to pay tribute and kind of tell you a little bit about, the history. The first time I got into a recording studio was one of my original coaches, Stephen Keeney. Big shout out, Stephen. So this is, Jesus, this is early 2000s. Early 2002. So I'm living in Walpole at the time, and Stephen Keeney's from Norwood, and we're kicking it, man. He's teaching me about music, teaching me about instruments, vocals, writing, everything I need to know. Very accomplished musician, and he said, Riz, why don't I bring you to the studio? You ever been to a studio? And I said, no. So he brought me over to Norwood, to Zala Productions, and that's where I met Dave Zala. And it was amazing that first time in the studio, those few months that we spent putting together that demo that we actually sent to California that actually got a lot of love. It was just so beautiful to learn from Stephen Keeney and Dave Zala the whole recording process and see it, and see the birth of amazing songs, track by track by track, and things I didn't really know. I was still learning a lot. I didn't realize how talented some musicians are, whereas they can just play every instrument. Stephen he programmed the drums, he played the bass, he played the guitar, he sang 3 vocal lines. I mean, he did everything. So it was really amazing to see. Stephen then went out to California, and things went good and bad. That's not part of the story. I love Stephen. He's down in Ireland, has his own farm, still making amazing music. You could find him on streaming platforms. Stephen, Keaney. Love you, lad. So Stephen left, and I'm this singer. I got this calling to the music, brainwashed by athletics. God saved me from suicidal demons by calling me to the music, and I meet Dave Zala, I meet Stephen Keeney, legends, local Norwood rock and roll legends, and I'm learning and I'm picking their brain. And Dave says, because I'm a singer, I don't play anything. I don't have a group. I don't have nobody. This is day one. I said, yeah, Dave, I'm going to put together a rock band. And he said, I loved you so much, Dave. And John, JFG, rest in peace. He just laughed in my face. I said, why are you laughing in my face, man? We're sitting at the studio upstairs, Zala Productions. Downstairs were Z Pro rehearsal studios, where I had so many amazing memories with so many amazing friends making amazing music. It was a community of 10 rehearsal spaces. It was amazing. But he laughed in my face and said, Phil, you think it's going to be easy? And I said, nah, yeah. He said, he started explaining how hard it was to put together a band, how hard it was to keep together a band. Got into the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll. What does that come from? That's what it comes from. You have guys. I was in the life, man. I thank God pulled me out of it. But I mean, sex, drugs, and rock and roll that's real stuff. So he was explaining that you're going to deal with individuals that are battling substance issues, that have crazy girlfriends, that have no money, that have no ride, that have mental illness. It's like, it's not easy. He related it to like a marriage with 3 to 5 people. So I learned so much from Dave. He was like this rock and roll guy, just one of the most amazing guitarists to ever do it, both of them. Amazing. Hendrix, Satriani, anything. They were so inspirational to me, bro. But, Dave was just all dressed in all black, rock and roll, had the long hair, shred, man. He's building guitars. He does the engineering. He plays everything. He's engineer, luthier, guitarist, and everything else but drums. He started on the violin. Then I come to find out that he's a believer. I said, wow. So I was going through one of the worst times of my life. I was battling my bipolar and battling suicidal demons head to head. I used to sit on Dave's couch and he used to just disciple me about Christianity and teach me the word and the doctrine and the Bible, God's living word. And I do think if I never met him, I don't think I'm here. So big shout out to the Zalas, Dave upstairs. It's just, there's got to be like another part. This can't be a one part, but I just want to give tribute to that man. You can find him on YouTube as well. Dave, Zolla. He had an amazing band with Mark Bell. Hendrix covers. He had an amazing band called Last Man Standing. That album should be out there as well. I mean, Dave had a band, Buckingham, back in the day, and this is why he was mad. And I'd be mad too, but I think I'm seasoned. I learned so much from him. So much from the people at Z Pro Rehearsal Studios. Everybody down there, Death by Fame, Folkcore, Neil Hansen, John Prada, Paul O'Neill. It just goes on and on. Mike Serra, like all these amazing artists made me who I am today. A decent musician and a better person, I'd like to think. I'm a nice person if you know me. It was just wild. I sent him the He's Real audio right when it was released in December. And I texted it to him. And I saw that he read it. I was like, oh, he read it. I said, I hope he's not grumpy. I hope he likes it. I hope he likes it. And then I got a text back from his beautiful wife that he went to heaven at the end of September. And I dedicate that song to him. It's all in the caption and the metadata. I just know he would have been happy for me to get away from the samples and to have a real guitarist and an amazing 5 or 6 musicians just doing it the way it's supposed to be done. No disrespect to samples, but rock and roll, we don't really use samples. Maybe some synth lines, but I love you, Dave. I just wanted to pay tribute to you. And so I guess I get into the other legend, JFG, they called him. So I literally had nothing. I had like instrumentals. I covered Steve Keeney's stuff. It was so good. I covered it and recorded it, got my feet wet. A singer who wants to start a band, who doesn't have a band, doesn't have anything. And Dave says, do you want to rent a rehearsal space from me? I was like, Dave, what are you talking about? And he basically broke it down. He's like, Phil, you need a place to get away from your situation now. I'm not going to go into details, but, at a time when you should be out on your own and you're stuck in the middle of family divorces and custody battles and all types of bad stuff. He said, it's 24-hour access. He basically told me that I could live down there. So I lived down there. I'm going to wrap this up. I busted my ass to become a good musician. I'd run around to every room. Let me jam, give me the mic. let me do some improv, please, please, please. Eventually I made the band, and that band was called Anomaly. And JFG fronted that band with his brother Greg on the drums, Sean Thomas on the bass, Elliot on the keys, and it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And we had a really good run. It's very sad that we didn't get in the studio, but it was such an honor to front Anomaly with JFG, John Gonski, rest in peace, Greg Gonski, the Gonski brothers, Sean Thomas, Elliot. It was such an honor, man, and I just want to pay tribute and rest in peace to those two legends. So I don't want to babble on, but it hit me today. I have a thing where I keep myself in denial after a huge loss like that, because I don't want to deal with the pain right away. And I was praying for a brother who just lost someone as well, and then those two gentlemen just popped in my head. And I love you guys. I know where you are, and they were just so inspiring. For them to believe in me, tell me I had a gift, and tell me to work hard at it, and make me better musically, personally, in every way. I'll never forget the memories, man. So remember the fallen, remember where they are, celebrate their lives. And this was episode 34 about legacy, about local legends. Dave Zala, JFG from Norwood. Love you guys. Peace.